Good afternoon and welcome. Hello, everybody. My name is Lesley Mofokeng, and I'm a former journalist. I am now a spokesperson for the South African Music Awards and a supporter of the arts. And thank you for taking the time to join us this afternoon. It's my first time on the Fame Week stage. I'm really excited for what we have lined up for you today. It's a conversation with our Grammy Award winning musician, Zakes Bantwini. Now, in my previous life as a journalist for Sunday Times, City Press, and Sowetan, I met Zakes. I interviewed him several times. We even go to the same barber or went to the same barber at that time. But today, the difference is that we have an audience, and that is you. And I'm also under pressure that I'm interviewing a Grammy Award winner. Um, I was so nervous about it that I actually organized a script for myself so that I can follow and make sense and not bore you with things that are not relevant. But here we are. Zix is coming up on stage in a few seconds to talk about how fame is going for him. And he's going to tell us about how he made his fortune. Because, fame without fortune is really a tragedy. What's the point? And I look forward to his insights on the business of music. And I also invite you to participate. Zakes, I was waiting for drum rolls and stuff. Wait a second. You're not supposed to be on. You're not supposed to come in. He's here. All right, Zakes, come in. Come in. You see, you write your script and then life happens. The star just rocks up. Zakes, welcome. But I'm going to finish reading my script first. Yes. So as I was saying, Zakes, I was saying that I'm looking forward to our conversation because it's going to be about your insights on the business of music. And I just said now that fame without fortune is a tragedy. And we want to learn from you how you made your fortune out of your fame. But also, I was inviting our audience this afternoon to be part of this conversation and have some questions ready for you. If time allows, we'll take two or three at the end of the session of or our conversation. So, without much waste of time, I want to introduce Zakes properly. And this is what I wrote about you. This is a man who's at the pinnacle of his career, one with the niftiest footwork in the industry. Always in a tailored suit, but not today, and radiating positive vibes. Truly the ghetto king and a people's person, Kwamashu's finest ghetto king, now Cape Town's newest resident for the next 3 years, I understand. He's a master singer, dancer, songwriter, producer, businessman, Summer Award winning and Grammy Award winning Zakela Madida, or simply Zakes Bantwini. Please let's give him a Fame Week welcome. Thank you so much. Zakes, welcome to Fame Week. I don't know if it's your first time, it's my first time, and I'm happy that my first time is with a Grammy Award winner. I did say to the audience that I'm a little intimidated because we've met and had our conversations in my days as a journalist, but this time there's an audience.
Yeah,
So I hope it's going to be a great one. I want to
definitely.
start here, Zakes. How did you make it out of Burning Man? How the hell did you get out of Burning Man? He was at Burning Man, so he's one of the
Yeah,
survivors.
I was really, I was like luck. It was really God. I will tell you this. I looked at my itinerary, because I had a gig right after Burning Man in Switzerland. So when I looked at that gig, so in my itinerary said I was leaving on Friday, you know, because I left South Africa about 3 days ago. So I calculated the nights wrong, and I thought that I needed to leave that day. So after my gig at Burning Man, then I left. When I was supposed to leave the following day. So when I get to the airport, I was told that no, your flight is only scheduled to leave the following day. So I was like, following day, okay, cool. This God's plan. Let me just book my hotel, wait for the flight because I'm not going to be able to go back. And little did I know that I was being saved. And with DJ Shims, and Shims was supposed to leave on Friday. And then when I chatted to him, it was like, yo, bro, it just poured. I couldn't even leave. So had I stayed, I wasn't going to be able to make it onto onto my Switzerland gig, and I wasn't even gonna make it here because we still have people who are there who I think they're probably gonna leave on Wednesday at the camp that I was in. I think it's gonna leave. It's scheduled to leave on Wednesday, and some perhaps they will leave on Thursday. So I was very lucky. So before the mayhem, I was out.
That talks to sort of the perils of being a Grammy Award winner. Um, because in fact, my next question was going to be about how winning this award has changed your life, and I can guess that you must be traveling a lot, seeing the world, being in demand, charging more. And now here you are, surviving Burning Man.
Yeah.
Just tell us about winning a Grammy and how that has changed your life.
I wish it for each and every musician or a songwriter or anybody else who is in this space, because I mean, winning a Grammy is something else. Like I've seen. I mean, I always knew. I always wanted to win a Grammy. So um, uh, I had faith that I would win it one day. But I didn't. But I didn't understand how powerful a Grammy is. Like, to really, really understand, or to benefit from the understanding and the power of what it is to have a Grammy. It's such it's a different conversation, because anywhere in the world, when you have a conversation with somebody, and maybe they do not know who you are, or they don't know your music, and someone says, no, he has a Grammy, you can just see the attitude. It just changes. So someone wants to engage with you, it just changes. So I throw it in there now, because I know how I throw it in. I'm a Grammy winner, so I just throw it in now, because I've figured out, like, it really has it has legs internationally, and of course, in as much as we don't do music to win awards, but there are some awards which, when you have them, they really mean something to you, and a Grammy is just one of those.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
I want to know how you celebrated. I want to know how you have. I just remember an image that you shared on social media,
Yes.
and I want to know if I think it was at your. Is it your mother's grave?
Yes.
Yes, you took it to your mother's grave. I wanted to know sort of the tour that you've given to this precious little trophy
Yes.
that you brought from America. Where have you taken it? And the first night, did you sleep with it in the house, or did Nanti complain?
No. So we came back without a gog, because I mean, it has to follow you, man. They need to write the name. But when it arrived, I mean, I think I was here in Cape Town, so it was brought here, and I showed it to my business partner, and then the next person I think I showed it to was the mayor of Cape Town, and then the next one was my wife, and then I took it home, yalala imsamo, you know, and then after that, then I took it to my mother's grave the following day, and now I'm here to take it to my father's grave, I mean, it's still going to do a lot of tours. I mean, it's one of the look. It's one moment that I wish my mother was alive. Like, it's if there's one moment that I wish, like, my mother was alive, that's one moment that I wish I shared it with my mother. Like, if you were alive just to see me receiving this, and maybe you can pass on, maybe it was gonna be better. It's just one moment that I wish my mom was there to really enjoy it with me, because I think she knows how much I wanted that, and but hey, man, we here now. It's just one of those moments where you sometimes wish, oh man, I wish you were around to see what I've become and to see what I've achieved. Yeah, because sometimes I'm sometimes in stages and places when I know. I mean, I remember this one time I was sitting and having conversation with Prahu, the late Prahu Masegela. And I said to him, if my mother had to wake up now and see me with you, she'd probably say, when is Akelufuna lap? She wouldn't actually understand why I'm here. I mean, standing next to Hostix Mabuse and all these people, I mean, where Papa Zakelufuna lap? she wouldn't actually understand. Like I think if she were to wake up now and see me, she'll probably think I'm someone else, because there's a lot that has happened ever since she passed. So she's yeah.
What a story. So, Zix, let's talk about Bayete.
Yes.
You set out to record a Grammy winning song. My
Yes.
understanding is that this was really engineered, created, crafted,
Yeah.
aimed at the Grammys, and you
Yes.
actually won it.
Of course.
You brought it home. That song deserves an applause on its own, guys. Have we celebrated Bayete? Really, honestly. If you haven't heard Bayete, please do yourself a favor and listen to that song. Really, just the artistry, the
Yeah.
musicianship, and just fascinating. So my question to you is that to fellow musicians who have aspirations of winning a Grammy award, what did you say are the non-negotiables in the anatomy, in the creation of a Grammy award-winning song? When you got together with Wouter Kellerman and Nomcebo, how did you guys ace it?
I think what is so, excuse me. I think what is so beautiful about that record is that we did not want to be anybody else but us. We wanted to be South African as much as we can. We weren't chasing any sound. We were chasing our sound. So there was not even like a BPM, like how like this song has to be like 114 BPM. It has to be, or it has to be slow. It has to be. It just need to be a song that really represents what's the sound and the indigenous authentic sound that is coming out of South Africa. So definitely when Wouter is a guy. So when we had a conversation with him, so I gave the name. The song's gonna be called Bayete. So the funniest thing is that we submitted all the credits of the songs before we actually made even the song at the Grammys. Like, here's the song is gonna be Bayete. These are people who are gonna be involved. This is how long the song is going to be, and then we worked on the song. So going into the studio, I went to the studio, programmed. I mean, I have a video on my phone. Programmed the song for the Grammy. Like, this has to be a Grammy-winning song. So we programmed the song, knowing that it's going there. So we're not doing a radio song. We're not doing a number one song. We're doing a Grammy song.
Amazing.
So
The power of the tongue.
yeah,
The power of the tongue, the
yeah.
power of
And-
speaking things into existence.
Of course, and people who are really close to me, like they will tell you, I have a lot of faith. Most people say that I'm very optimistic, but I kept telling people that we're gonna win this. It's like I knew. It's like, bro, I'm telling you, we're gonna win this. Even if we lose, we won't lose it to Penna Boy. Like I was I knew that even when we lose, we not lose it to Penna Boy. Simple because Penna Boy had an American sample on that song. Last. And I said, if this is a global performance, it has to represent a certain country. When I listen to this song, it gives me an American. When I listen to ours, it's very South African. There's no way you can get that guitar. It is a Maskandi guitar. It's available. Nomcebo sang in isiZulu. You will not get this language from anywhere else but in South Africa, and all of those things. I mean, Wouter with his flute and all of those things, and the progression that was there. So one knew that we have a global performance record. Anybody who's gonna take this away, he has to be so original, beyond this. So a lot of people will obviously would discuss like, it's like, guys, we're not in a popular category. We're at the music category, and we were best last year when it comes to music, because we're the best when it comes to that. We really represented who we were, and nobody could tell us anything else, because with the Grammy, you are not voted by people who are just music enthusiasts. You are voted by your peers. So when your peers are sitting down and saying, guys, but let us be honest, who do we think really, has aced this global music performance for us, and they said it's us. So
And I
it's us.
understand it's 12,000
24,000.
people who vote
It's
for,
24. Yeah,
for
yeah,
a category.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of people.
It's
It's
a lot of
serious.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy numbers.
Yes.
Yes. But Zakes, I want to ask you about the music that you make because we know you for high energy, Osama. What are the other ones? Clap your hands,
Clap
bang,
your
bang,
hands.
bang, imali.
Yeah, a lot, a
Like
lot.
your,
Yeah,
your
a lot.
music is up there. It's
lot,
up
a lot,
there.
yeah, a lot.
Whereas when you get to Bayete, it's all slowed down and mellow
Yeah.
and very different, and less noisy. So I wanted to ask you. I actually think that you cannot even dance to Bayete. It's not a dance song.
Yeah.
But the point I'm getting at is, now that you've discovered this Grammy Award-winning formula, has it affected how you make your music, or you still continue with the high energy signature that we know you for?
I think when I make music for Zakes Bantwini, like it's gonna go onto my album, it's for me, it's something else. But when I make, like I'm I'm a trained jazz musician. If maybe like I have a diploma in jazz and popular music, so I play piano very well and I play bass very well. So I went to school to study jazz. So jazz musician. So for me, progressions, melodies, I mean, it comes to me a bit easy. One, because maybe of my talent, but two, because of being trained, because anything that is in my head, I'm able to play it. I'm able to do that, which is somehow a I'd say an advantage, going back to my mother again when she was like, Zakele, go to school and study. If you want to be a musician, go to school and study, because you'll be different than the next guy. you know, because with talent you can go far, but with talent plus education you go further. I remember this one time I was going to I was performing in Netherlands, yes, in Netherlands, and we were playing ghetto, and the guys who I was gonna play ghetto with, because I needed some brass section at that time, they were musicians, and we could not rehearse, so I had to write, the horn section for them, like notes. So when I was on the flight, so that's what I did. And when we got there, I gave them the music manuscripts, and we were able to perform. Well, that's an advantage, because now when you're able to write music and read music, there's no room where musicians are in, and then you feel less off. You can always, when they decide to speak the music jargon, I'm there, because I know the jargon. When they decide to be light, I can be light. When they want to be complicated, I can be as complicated as they want me to be. But it's obviously the advantage that I gave myself by going to school. And I always encourage people to really, take your time, go to school, because it's not really saying that stop making music or stop while you're studying. But I'm saying, while you're making your music and you're studying, I can tell you now, you'll be a different person. I'm the living proof. You'll be a different person. And also, the music capital that you are going to gain from there. Because I know so many bass players. I know so many vocalists. I know so many guitarists. I know so many drummers and stuff, because these are people that I went to school with. So I know, guys, I need, because sometimes there's a time when I don't feel like, because in as much as I play piano, but there's a time when but Fiso plays piano way better than me, So you can always lean on to those people and be like, yo, can you come to studio? And then they can do that for you. And it's different, because when they come and you're a colleague to work with you, they will not charge you as people who we are not like, they are not like sessionists. You know, they are there also to contribute. So it's seriously like a human capital that you get from going to school. It's immense. Like it's something that you can never trade. So for you, you'll think that you're wasting your time, but you don't understand that you're actually banking creativity when you go to school, because you're actually building big community for you that you're gonna use when
They
yeah.
do say that, show me your network and I'll show you your net worth.
Yes.
This chair is actually disrupting my energies because I want to ask you some tough questions now. So that I can look you in the eye and
Yeah.
tell you how. So in so in 2016 to 2018, you were the A&R manager at Sony Music.
Yes.
And I want to know about that experience.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start here. If you were to write a book about that experience, what would be the title of the book and what would be in that book?
The business of music through the eyes of the artist.
I don't think it's a summary of everything. Are you sure it's what would be in the book? What are the lessons? What did you learn? You were at the coal phase of creativity. You were really grooming artists and charting a path for them and creating a future for them. What did you see? What did you learn?
Yeah. You know, here's what is so beautiful about going to school, because when you've been to school, you don't mind saying that you do not know. But when you never went to school, you feel like when you're asking, you perhaps exposing yourself that you don't how much you don't know. But once you go to school, then you realize that actually my lecturer sometimes you'll ask them a question, be like, I don't know, let me just search that. So you're like, okay, information is something else. For me, that's what I learned. I learned that I could still lean on people, and I would never know anything about music. You know, some people will feel like Zakes knows everything. I don't. I mean, I still lean to Ryan, my friend here, on publishing. I know about publishing, but there's lots that I still do not know. I would call him. I will ask him, like, tell me this thing, tell me that, tell me this. You know, and he'll give me his time. So I'm still learning. I'm still there, and I'm not shy to learn. So when I was at Sony, that's where I realized that how much I didn't know, that I thought that I knew. And you must understand, when I was at Sony, I was already a professional musician for like 10 years in the industry. And at that time, I had already signed artists under my label. I thought that I knew. But when I got there, you know, like when walking in a room thinking that you know at least maybe 90%, and you realize that you only know 10%. I remember first meeting I had at Sony, maybe for 2 months I couldn't contribute in any of those meetings, because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And they would say, man, the Zakes, you were with us? Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, you know, and I didn't know. So for close to 60 days, so I was paid. So I had 2 checks for free, really. You know, what I was just learning the music industry, and I'm running a label. At that time, I'd signed El Vovo, I'd signed Pizori, I already had a catalog of artists that I signed and produced. I negotiated the contract, so it's not like I didn't know. But when I was at Sony, that's when I started to realize that how to run this business. You know, for us, it's like, really, but when I was there, it's like how to run this business. As a result, because I didn't know, first year I had a deficit of 13 million. Because my projections were wrong, were totally wrong. It was the first time then I realized that when you sign an artist, you have to project. You see, when we sign, when in my record label, I will sign talent. Like, hey, this one is talented. Then I will gamble. You don't do that with these record companies. It's like, oh, okay, you're signing Lesley. How much do you think he's going to sell? Immediately. So when you look at the artist, you say, okay, how much I think you're going to sell? So for me, excited, it's going to sell 20,000 units. Oh, okay, 20,000 units. Okay, cool, 20,000. Let's give you 10% of 20,000 units. Probably it's going to be whatever, you know? And then that's that. And then the record company already said, okay, from Zakes' office is how much money we're going to make this year. And then Leslie sells 1,000 units. in 12 months.
Sure.
And then I have a deficit. So that's what happened. So the next year, I didn't even sign one artist. The following year, the second year, because I had deficit, a huge deficit, you know. But I understood actually it actually what makes us even understand and one I understood that I was in the music industry and I was not in a dance industry. Because now I started having to be interested in other genres and started seeing other artists which were selling beyond and way beautifully than the well PR artists. I started getting excited over artists that you guys weren't excited about. You know, like, hey, this is the guy. Because they were moving numbers. They were selling. So I started understanding that in the business of music, you don't sign talent, you sign business.
Yes. An applause, guys. That's
You know?
that's a quotable quote.
You know?
Yeah.
That's definitely what I learned. So our strategy the following year was hip hop. So 2016, 2017, 26, 27 hip hop. And as a result, I think Sony, at that time when we decided to concentrate in hip hop, we had Zagwe, we had Ifani, we had Questa, we had KO. I remember even when we were negotiating with KO, I even used my wife to be on the song Gangsta Love because we were trying to get KO to sign with us. Wow. You know, we had AKA, I mean, we had I think hip hop catalog when I was at when I was at Sony. I mean, at the time when I left Sony, I think we left Sony with Ngud Gaga Questa when I left. So when I look back, I pride myself and be like, yo, but we did something that no, because when we were to accept that Universal was quite ahead with dance music. But because I was a dance guy, so first year I wanted to sign dance. And then I realized that no, we have to sign business. What was happening at that time was hip hop. Hip hop, it was coming. It was not there yet, but I could anticipate that this is going to happen. So early we signed so many artists. I mean, we actually lost Casper. We could have signed Casper, but at that time when I joined Sony, because when I joined Sony, we opened a division, a local division called Sound African Recordings. You know, so I'm a founder of that company. You know, at Sony, I mean, it's still operating till this day, and one had to structure that record label, and that experience was an amazing one. You know, and then I started having and then I started having meetings at 8 p.m. at 9 p.m. about the release, the Chris Brown release, you know, the whatever release. So then I started to understand that, your American artists are well taken care of, you know. So you have Naledi worried about Chris Brown from Soweto, worried about Chris Brown, that Chris Brown is releasing tomorrow. Naledi, how? You're not worried about me. You South African are worried about Chris Brown. Then I started to realize, like, the machine is really how the machine is working for American artists and how much you actually have to invest for you to compete with an American act. You know, yeah.
Zakes, you need to tell these kind of stories. You need to document them. You need to write them. There's so much that the industry can learn from your experience.
Yeah.
And I think that book will be a bestseller. Yes or no? Would you do this job or that type of job or that specific job again? Yes or no?
Yes, I would.
Okay, let's leave it there.
Yes,
okay,
I will do it
go
again.
Back to doing
But at another level. I think I will do it. I will do it where I'm the last person to sign off. You know.
Yeah.
I'm the last person to sign off because this thing of having to convince somebody, I really don't like it. You know, and I realize I really don't like it. I don't like convincing somebody. I just don't like it. You know. So
you don't like Toshela.
No, I think I'm just a passionate guy, you know,
Yeah.
and I think I have a lot of faith. So there are some things that I can't explain. like, explain it to me. Why do you think this song is gonna win a Grammy? I can't explain it to you, but it's gonna win it. But I don't know how to explain it to you, you know. So, but let's do a music video. Let's do this thing. I can't, like, it's like I can't make sense of why do I think we have to. Why do we have to release Osama in the height of Amapiano? I don't know, but I just know this song is gonna work. But I don't know how. But here's what I know: is that anybody who's gonna listen to the song is gonna like it. You know, that's what I know. But is it gonna be a hit record? I don't know. But anybody who's gonna listen to it is gonna fall in love with this song. I know. So it just needs an opportunity for people to listen to it. But I can't convince you why we don't do a piano song right now. I don't know, but this is the song that I work. So you're gonna tell me like why we do what I also do it because faith.
I was going to say
know?
faith. I was going to say the word is faith.
For me, yeah, it's
Yeah.
faith, but really, can you really bank on faith sometimes? I'd say, yeah, it's too risky. It's too risky to bank on faith. People invest a lot of money. You cannot give them a faith a decision. Why did you think it didn't work? Yeah, no, I had faith, but it just didn't work. You know, so I understand the cooperation and how the cooperation works, you know. So that's why one just needs to make a lot of money so that he invests his money to his faith and then answer to himself. You know?
Zakes, just last week, I think it was last week, you shared these words. You don't get here unless things started
Started
a long time
ago.
ago. I thought that was quite profound, and it got me thinking about resilience, about time, about determination, about staying the course, about faith.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. What did you mean? Can you explain to us why did you share that statement and the reason behind it?
Yeah. It because, you know, like I have love-hate relationship with motivational speakers. Because motivational speakers will tell you in 1 minute, you know, what they've achieved and how much you should work. But they make it so lame. You can be here. You just need to work hard. And then it's done. Then someone works hard, but is not there. You know? And for me, that statement saying you don't get here unless things started a long time ago. It's really speaking on my late mother's famous word, dreams delayed are not dreams denied. You know? That it really takes a lot of time for you to get anywhere. So people fall in love with the red carpet. People fall in love with an award speech, but they don't know how it got you there. So it was like, for me to see me at the Grammys, just know, you know, you don't get here unless, you know, this journey started a long time ago. So this is not an overnight success. I could have just said that, but I felt like it was too cliche. You know, so that's why I said you don't get here unless things started a long time ago. Initially, it was like, this is not an overnight success, you know, yeah.
Do you think luck plays a role? Because there are some overnight successes, people who win idols and suddenly they sell 25,000 copies.
I think luck is where maybe preparation meets opportunity. If luck is that, that's the definition of luck, I'd say yes. If that is the definition of luck. But if the definition of luck is exactly what I was explaining, faith, then what are we gonna say? Let me just bank on you because you might have luck, and I don't even know how, because it's not like you would know. I mean, when it's gonna rain, you would see the sky, you know, the clouds. Okay, they're coming together. It's probably gonna rain. Okay, now it's gonna be sunny. So now with luck, how would you know? Okay, no, you are lucky today because it's cloudy. So there's luck today. So we cannot really bang on something that we don't know. You know, if maybe luck, it's there was somewhere where you see, oh, there's lucky today, or this year is a lucky year. So let me just sign a lot of artists because we might be lucky. Then maybe I could bank on that. But since you can't explain luck, I would then say, do we have an opportunity here? You know, is this particular person prepared? Yes, it's prepared. Is there an opportunity that I see? Yes, there's an opportunity that I see for his or her. All right, let me take my chance. Because there's an opportunity and I'm meeting someone who's prepared. Then I think then luck is gonna happen. If an explanation that is an explanation of luck, then I will take so many. I would say luck, yes, but another explanation of luck, I wouldn't take it.
Let's move the conversation to Aline.
Yes.
Doing something for the industry. In fact, I must say that I didn't expect that name. I want you to explain what it means, but also tell us more about Aline. What are you doing with Aline?
So Aline is exactly like let it rain.
Let it rain.
Aline, you know,
Aline Izul.
Aline.
Correct.
So, Aline. So what rain symbolizes in an African context? It symbolizes, luck. It symbolizes growth. It symbolizes wealth. Our great parents, when there was poverty, they will go into the mountain and they will pray for rain, and then they will say Aline, uh, because the villages were suffering. So basically, that's what our company, the name Aline, it really derives from the energy. It derives from that, in saying they did rain for African acts. They did rain for African artists.
And what do you do? I understand it's an agency.
It is an agency. So we are an agency. We are a media, entertainment and sport. That's what we are actually. We are. We have realized that there is no company in South Africa. I realized that there was no company in South Africa that could look after Zakes Bantwini. I've overgrown almost everybody. Nobody could be able to manage me. Like, I know everything. From here. There are few people that I could listen to. Like I said, I listen to Ryan for publishing. I listen to someone for someone else. There are so few people because most of them, if it's not Ryan about publishing, really, it's like, okay. I find out that I actually know more, than most people when it's come to say certain things. So I know for this, for that, for this. So I then realized that people who can serve me, my interests, are no longer here. Then they are away. They're probably in the States or somewhere else. But wherever they are, they don't know me, so they will not be as interested to represent me there. And then I asked a question that, because I'm not the only artist like that. Another artist like me, which company can represent an artist like me? And we realized there was none. So then we had to create a company which will represent people like that. As a result, so we represent 2 Grammy award-winning artists in our stable, which is Nomcebo Zigote and myself, and then we have Boiti, as a third artist. But also, we don't sign acts; we partner with them. So in Aline, we partner with Boiti's company. We partner with Nomcebo's company because we want to see them being business people within this particular space. So basically that's what Aline is, and that's what Aline represents. So it represents talent, not only musicians. From sport athletes. If you have people who engage with you in a public platform, and we feel that you can be scalable globally, you are us. We want to represent you because we don't feel like, it has happened so many times when an artist grows into a certain space and then goes overseas or being managed by an international agency, and suddenly the stars just goes down. Like, what happened to the artist? He was promising, but it's because someone from the States represented the pen and they didn't know the DNA. So we understand the African DNA, hence we are able to represent you globally, and we've networked with people from from different regions, in the UK, in the US, in Dubai, in AEU. We have people that we like. Here's an artist. Here's what he does. Here's what makes him tick in our territory, and then we have people who are who are set up exactly like us in different territories who say, oh, okay, no, I think that there'd be an interest. Tell us more about that part of that. Give us the deck. What's the plan? So we help you with strategy. We help you with everything else. I think that's exactly what we did with Zakes. I'm sure when you follow Zakes' journey, Zakes Bantwini's journey, there was a time when perhaps you felt like something just changed. The sound, behind the text, how I present, and the things that I talk about, my Instagram, everything else, everything was just strategically, made, and then there was a 5-year plan, and in that 5-year plan there was a Grammy there. It came in early, but there was a Grammy there, in that 5-year chain, But that happens solely because there was an agency which had an interest. And we are the only perhaps agency with a artist front-facing. You know what I mean? So every other agency, they don't sit in the... So I understand an artist's plight so much. So that's why in our label, an artist always gets a lion's share. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know how we're doing for time. Pull at the back. How much time do we still have?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I've got like 10 questions to go through, but I actually want to involve the audience and give them a chance to ask questions. I'm just going to take two. It's you, Majosi, at the back, Cloney over there, and the lady over there in black. Sorry. We'll try and squeeze another round. But I do have other questions. Zakes, just listen to the question from, his name is Majosi. I know him.
Thanks, brother. Thanks so much, Zakes, for being here and sharing and inspiring us. You're amazing. We're very proud of you, and it's a privilege to be here with you now. You spoke a bit about the process of intentionally making a Grammy Award-winning song. I know there's another process outside of the music towards getting a Grammy that I've heard different things about. Like, I'd like you maybe, if you can, to share with us that process in terms of being on the Grammy board, putting your song up for consideration. What does that journey look like? Is that part of your 5-year journey? Is that something that starts years before you even get a song going? I'd just love to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay.
Zakes, please don't answer yet, because we can go on and on. Let's give Cloney a chance.
Hi, Zakes.
Yeah, how are you? So I'm taking notes, eh?
Are you taking notes?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm taking so that I'm able to answer all the questions.
So I've had the opportunity to work with Zakes. I was doing PR for him way back. And when people talk about success stories, I always remember the time we were in a car together and we're driving from YFM. Yeah. I need to tell you the story because you never heard the story. Yeah. So we're driving from YFM and we did our PR run, interviews and all of that stuff. And then as we're driving out, he keeps on saying, hey man, did you see the car doesn't have petrol? So I'm like, no, look for the card. The card was there. I knew where the card was. I just didn't have money for petrol. So I am driving with him, praying to God that the car does not get stuck, right? Yeah. Because I am with a star. Clap your hands, right? And they've trusted this artist with me, right? This young girl from Alexander that's trying her luck but doesn't have money for petrol, but she needed to get the job done, right? And in a car, he was spitting so much wisdom that he doesn't even know that I still use some of the words that he said to me today. I was running a recording company, and he told me about the challenges of how it can get, when an artist gets too big for a recording company, then you can get your biggest challenges. And that's something that I went through quite a lot. So he equipped me with how to navigate through circumstances like that. So for that, I want to say thank you. And then I also want to say that even though I did get you to the hotel, but you almost messed me up when you called me back and said you want me to come back from Alexander to Sandton and bring back your charger. Because I was like, what is he doing to me?
Sorry.
But the question that I have for you is that with everything that you've been, I've had the privilege to see you when you were really starting, and I know you've always been the guy that has big dreams. What would you say today to the younger version of Zakes, knowing what you know today?
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Hloni, because it was one of my questions, so it's out of the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next up is Nana.
Hi. Oh, I forgot. I was like, how do you know me? Anyway, hi, Zakes.
Yeah, how are you?
My name is Nana Bola Bola. I'm a singer, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, screenwriter, actress, and future legend. Um, Firstly, I want to say thank you. Thank you for not stopping in your dreams. Thank you for signing your name in history with the ink of all your dreams and making sure that all people of color and voices and African voices may be remembered in time. And your story is kind of a sign in which, you know, I usually say when I'm currently studying my master's in acting and screenwriting, and I graduated from UCT, and when Osama came out, basically I got a role that didn't speak. And you know, in acting, you think it's the worst thing. You know, you're not speaking everyone's in the front line. And all my character did was sing. She was a vigilante through music.
Yeah.
And all I could do was sing. And I was so shocked when I received my graduation papers to say that I was nominated for the Fleur de Caps for that role that
Wow.
only sang. So your song, your story has been engraved in a lot of people's minds and hearts and souls. You have this authentic African understanding. I am a born free and trying to understand my roots with no paper, no ink, no past except the things in front of me.
Wow.
So your music transcends time. So ndiyabulela ngaloo nto.
Thank you so much.
But my question actually is, as a nation, especially our time and our generation, we tend to prioritize or admire Western voices and Western sounds, right? And there is a sound that I love and fell in love with my singing, trap soul, R&B, right? But the beats were not really hitting my DNA, right? But I wanted it in that genre, so I realized all the genres had already been created in the Western eye. Now, how do you, as a young African, break and try and find the African version, or uye embo ngale genre, ugoduke ngale genre, not necessarily because it's been created by people I don't know. How do I go and recreate an African version of my voice, of which I do not know? Remember, I'm born free. I'm trying to remember roots that I never had the chance to know, people and sounds that I never met, stories that I never met in my music. But I'm trying to translate it in trap, soul, and R&B. How do you advise a young artist? And remember, we're trying to go and meet these producers, and we don't have a chance to sit next to legends like you who have that groundbreaking creativity to be like, actually, let's go there. Some people are not daring enough, so how do you sit with people like us? What's your advice? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nana. Zakes, we've got
got all
a
the
minute.
three.
We've got a minute to answer everything.
Yeah,
And I
I've
still
got a
have two
minute.
questions.
Okay. The first one, you know, like I said to you, which is, I think the first question is very important, and to answer it, I might take a minute. Sorry, so for just that question, is I cannot stress how important the power of the team. There is no artist that you know that you admire who doesn't have an amazing team. Most artists that you know have an amazing team. It's just that artists don't speak about their team. They will take all the credit, you know? And that's exactly what it is. Earlier on, I told you that I lean on people for different information, and we lean on people. And that, I think your first question, best person to answer that question will be my sister, Tulsi. Because we lean on her for the Grammy. She is the person who educated me about that space. But none of you guys are interested in her because none of you guys know her. You know? So I really want to give an opportunity to really answer your question, you know, because I also want you guys to know her.
Here she is. Just a hello, Tulsi. Don't be shy.
Thanks, Zakes. If anyone wants to talk to me, it's Zakes session. And he's the man, so just let him continue.
Yeah, no. I wanted us to answer just the answer about
question of
you.
how-
You speak. Oh, you speak. I just wanted to answer the Grammy, and
So,
yeah.
if you guys want to know about the Grammys, Voter Kellerman has got the next session about awards with that beautiful woman that just spoke just now. Both of them are amazing. So, if you want to stay, he'll give you the whole process. Okay, so jointly we did this, and you know, as Zakes knows, we've been friends. He wanted to work with us. We all of us did a collaboration, and it worked. So yeah, so Voter will give the rundown the next session. So
Good.
stay. You are the man.
Okay.
Thank you,
okay.
Tulsi.
And then
The question was about advice to a 16-year-old Zakes.
yeah,
A younger Zakes.
I would say just be more prepared. Zakela, the journey that you are about to embark on, it needs you to be prepared for it, and to just try and build an amazing team. Try and build. I mean, it took me so many years to really find the right team. I wish I had this team back then. I would be far. You know, artistry and the music can be amazing, and everything can be amazing. But guys, if you really do not have a right team, you will miss an opportunity, because a award, an event, someone might just call you for that opportunity, and your representative, your booker or your manager has some attitude, or they don't answer, they don't answer on time, or they are unable to discipline you, or whatsoever. I know so many people who've worked sometimes with me solely because of comfort. Not because maybe I was better than another guy, but because they find peace with my team. Like, yo, Mbali is amazing. We just love Mbali. So literally, you can actually tell that they're not booking me here. They are booking peace. That when I call that office, I know this is going to be there on time. Everything is just going to be done. Everything is just going to be on time. So I am booking that particular piece for that particular reason. I know so many artists who've lost opportunities solely because they are just not organized and they don't have the right team. So I'll say to young Zakes, be prepared for the journey that you're about to go, but just make sure that you gather a good team for you to represent who you are.
Thank you. Before we get kicked out,
Yeah.
Nana's question.
Yeah. I'd say first and foremost, maybe, as you are saying, that everything is actually interpreted from the Western world. Because even the Western world, they gave the name. You are talking about trap soul. That's what Wenzel told you. So the first thing you are even saying, trap soul. So refrain from saying trap soul. You know what I mean? You know, get away from that. Because you want to make trap soul. So once you say you want to make trap soul, you want to make what they're making. Right? So get out of there. So then the question will be, what do you want to make? And what is the name of something that you want to make? And don't let people tell you that you cannot come up with anything that represents who you are. You can be like, this sound that I'm doing, I want to call it this, because this is what it represents. But also at the same time, you've got to be honest in saying that, do I really think that this is going to be commercially viable? Because if it's commercially viable, I can tell you now, from Aline and other record labels, they will buy if it's making business sense. But if it's your passion, well, we are unable to go to the bank with passion. You know, yeah.
an hour is not enough, Zakes.
Yeah.
They're going to kick us out, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
but
want to thank
one
you.
last round. Yeah,
I wish, at
we're
Pule,
gonna boycott.
we're taking another
One
round.
last round.
We're taking another round. So, but before we go to the rounds, I want us to tell us about Abantu Festival.
Yes.
And also just the philosophy behind it.
Yeah, so Abantu, it's the same thing. It's South Africa. Maybe it also touches on what my
Nana.
sister
Nana,
Nana.
yes.
Yeah, what my sister Nana alluded on earlier on. In South Africa, we only have ourselves to make this country better. I can tell you now, guys. I mean, I travel. There's no country like this country. Like there's none. Like. Do you ask yourself why they named Cape Town the best city in the world? And why would you want to leave the best city in the world and go elsewhere? When the world is telling you that your city is the best city in the world, and you want to leave the best city in the world to go somewhere, like, don't you want the best? You know? So the world tells you that South Africa, you are the best. But because we have so many issues in South Africa, the issues of poverty, the issues of criminality, the issues of corruption and all of those things. But we can only solve those things ourselves. And for us to be able to solve those things, we need to socialize together. We need to know each other. We need to trust each other so that all those issues are not ethnic based, but they are South African based. So you don't say, hey, money, white people, poverty, black people, crime, black people, drugs, colored people. Like every problem in South Africa has an ethnic color attached to it. Now it's no longer becomes a South African issue. It then becomes a racially motivated issue. So we've got to have a South African issue. Once we look at those issues as South African issues, then we'll be able to sort some of those things. So where Abantu comes in is that we feel that a South African problem can be sorted by South Africans when they're able to socialize and dance together and sing into the same song.
So who's on the lineup?
So on the lineup is Goldfish, KO, Sanel Musician, who else?
Probably Zakes Bantwini is on the lineup.
I mean, come again.
Amifaku.
Amifaku, yes, thank you. Amifaku. Please remind me, guys. Like there's so many.
Good luck.
Good luck. There are
And
so
Zakes
many.
Bantwini. Is he not on the lineup?
And Zakes Bantwini, but I think what really I wanted to really say before is that Abantu happening on the 28th of October, and this show is not about. It is a South African show. It is not an urban show. It's not an international show. It's not a black, it's not a colored, it's not an Indian show. It is a South African show. This is the show where I want anybody in the world, when they come in, they must see South African faces in all shapes and form and colors. That's where we are. We are here to celebrate who we are. We're there to socialize about that's exactly how
Later on, at the end of this session, you must talk to whoever wants to talk to you about what you call new segregation and segmentation. I liked what you said in that other interview.
Yeah.
But for now, let's take 3 more questions. I owe you. No, they have said yes. He's asked for, 2 more. This is just the 2. Apologies. Please make it short.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Zakes.
Hi.
My name is Paxton. I'm a singer-songwriter. I would like to know what your...
I know you. Né? I know you on TV.
I don't know. I would like to know what your creative process is behind, creating your music. And then I would also like to know your thought process behind deciding who you collaborate with.
Okay.
Thank you. Last question. Absolute last question.
Hi, Zakes. My name is Ezra.
Ezra, we can't see you, my brother.
Sorry, I'm tall. My name is Ezra. I'm a photographer, storyteller, I'm a writer. I actually have work I'm exhibiting here under Emerging Artist Program. So I've recently started doing this artistry thing, and I realized that the time you released Clap Your Hands, I was actually 7 years old. That was a really, really long time ago, and I've listened to your music since then until now. and it has like had a big impact on me because I'm from Ekasi, so we listen to deep house a lot.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, how have you been able to keep up with the times, know what's relevant, but also stay true to your sound, to your art?
Yeah. Well, okay. These are beautiful. These are two beautiful questions. How my creative process is, for me, I receive music the way it just comes to me. Sometimes it's come in the form of a piano. Sometimes it comes as just melody. Sometimes it's words. Sometimes it's bass. Sometimes it's just a it could be just this note, and then I could build something based on it. Sometimes it's actually just a progression. It just really comes. I think that's where maybe talent comes in, because it just comes in different forms. So I cannot say this is how I do it. It sometimes comes. I mean, I made clap your hands, and while I was waiting for a plane, I programmed the whole beat at the airport. So when I went to the studio, when I was there, I listened to the beat, trying to write something, and something which was in my head was da da da. So then I created words which could fit da 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 da, which was clap your hands. Then I wrote verses based on the chorus, which is clap your hands. You know what I mean? So it's different. In other songs, it's something else. In other songs, could be something else. How I choose collaborations, for me, firstly, I don't charge for a collaboration. I never charge anybody for collaboration. I don't want money when I want to work with you. I just need to love what you do, and I follow the music. I don't do collaboration based even on the name. Even most of my collaborations, some of the people that I've collaborated with, some you didn't even know them. Now you know them after maybe they might have collaborated with me. Because I follow the music. When you speak to me, when you are talented, I work with you. So I'd like to work with you because I like what you do. Like I know the face, and then I know the voice, and how amazing you can sound. So you know so. I'm reaching out to him like, hey, let's work, because that's exactly what I do. Like I'm open to working with everybody, and I don't mind reaching out. And I always say, once you do that, just never stop doing that. Which goes to your answer, my brother. How I mostly stay relevant even till this day, because I work with young people. I lean on them for them to learn from me, but I also learn from them. I remember when I was working on my Ghetto King album, I've never touched Fruity Loops. I've done almost every program, but Fruity Loops I didn't know. But I was like, I want my next album to be on Fruity Loops. But I did not know how to program Fruity Loops, and guess what I did? I leaned on people who knew Fruity Loops, which my collaborations with Kasango. I mean, I think Kinda Soul is there. Where's Kinda Soul, and is it K? There's Kinda Soul, and yeah, we did like literally my album, Ghetto King, like. I was literally with Kinda Soul every day in the studio. And because of that reason, when he was working on his EP, we made him money for his EP, because we were always in the studio. But I also another guy, there's Samurai. Where's Sam? He's left. Oh, he's left, So I work with young people. I mean, like, I met Kinda, I think he was 22 years old. I'm 42. Sitting with a 22-year-old, I'm 20 years older than this guy. Because when you are young, you must spend time with old people. But when you are old, you must spend time with young people.
Zakes, thank you so much. Zakes. A round of applause to Zakes for being so honest, for being so open about things and for sharing so much of yourself. You are amazing, you're fantastic. And thank you to the audience also for hanging around. Apologies to the next panel. This doesn't happen every day that we get a
Guys,
Grammy
please, but
award winner.
don't go, because the next panel there's really Volta has so much
share.
knowledge to
Yeah,
share. So please do not leave.
Yes. Enjoy the rest of Fame Week and all the best. Thank you, Zakes.